We didn't break up. One day, I just realized I'd stopped checking my phone with my heart. In the beginning, it felt simple and safe. Meeting through a friend's small birthday gathering, dim yellow lamps, too many shoes by the door. Him leaning in just enough when I spoke to make me feel seen, walking me to my car and telling me to text when I got home, answering good like he'd been waiting. We became a routine before a label, late night calls after 10, warm lamp light on my side and cool screen. Light on his, sharing ordinary details, sending pictures of the sky like small ways of saying, come be here with me. Quiet weekends with coffee shops, bookstores, sitting in his car talking until the windows fogged. Moments where I shared parts of myself I usually hide and he didn't rush away. We never officially defined it. We just lived like it was real. Toothbrushes, chargers. We spoken softly, silences that felt shared. Until something shifted so subtly, I almost missed it. A later call. Fewer details, a promise to call back that never came, a morning text that pretended nothing snapped, me answering with a smile that felt like work. Slowly his attention felt split. Calls ended earlier. I kept talking through typing sounds and TV noise, trying to be interesting enough, hating myself for feeling that way, sending a sky photo and getting only a heart back, the room suddenly too quiet. Rain checks that never turned into new plans, inside jokes answered with LOL, conversations. Turning flat and polite, me listening to his life instead of being in it, rewriting texts to sound lighter, deleting things that felt like they carried weight, feeling more understanding and more alone. The moment I stopped telling him good news first, choosing a friend instead without thinking, standing in a grocery store aisle with cereal I didn't want, hovering over his name and deciding not to send something because I already knew how it would land, understanding we were already living in the after, letting the silence expand when I stopped reaching, answering all good until it sounded like a spell, replying miss you too, and feeling hollow because I missed what we were, not who he was now, running into him later, exchanging polite words and knowing we wouldn't catch up, going home to an honest quiet, rereading our messages not to find blame, but to see the shape of love fading, leaving his last, hope you're good unanswered because nothing true and light was left to say, still thinking of him sometimes when I see a song or a streetlight through fog, then remembering he isn't mine to tell anymore, and that's how it ended, not with a breakup, just with a life that slowly stopped including him while his name stayed in my phone like proof that it once did.
Some endings don't arrive as decisions. They arrive as distance that gets normalized until the relationship becomes something you refer to in the past tense without noticing, because attention is registered by the nervous system faster than logic, and something as small as a body leaning in can make a person feel chosen. Interest is intimacy's quiet engine, and when someone stays curious, you feel safe unfolding without being punished for it, which is why those early bids, small invitations into each other's inner lives, matter so much, even if they seem insignificant. Comfort is beautiful when it's paired with attention, but when it replaces attention, it quietly hollows things out, and the first broken promise is rarely dramatic. It's a missed call, a call you back, that becomes sleep, then morning, then mutual silence because no one wants to make a big thing out of something small. This is how people begin pre-forgiving disappointment, editing themselves when attention becomes conditional, because when you feel like you have to compete with life to be heard, editing is the first form of leaving that happens without anyone packing a bag. There's a particular loneliness in partial presence, not absence, just someone responding without arriving. And drift becomes real not when plans change, but when expectations of being met start changing too. When replies become endings instead of openings, the relationship turns into a wall of polite acknowledgments, and distance doesn't always come from absence but from choosing the path of least emotional friction, staying light and surface level because depth feels unaffordable. People call it being low maintenance, but it's often quiet self-erasure, and the relationship doesn't end with a fight. It ends when your nervous system stops expecting comfort there. Heartbreak here isn't an event but a gradual transfer of effort from two people to one, and the person carrying it can go on a long time until their body stops. Volunteering, that's an ending without a breakup, an ambiguous loss where nothing is publicly wrong and no one is the villain, just two people avoiding the one conversation that would force the truth into the light. Politeness becomes a soft form of detachment. Acceptance can feel like numbness before it feels like grief, and